した空の下鼓動だけが残された Bleed and rise 影を裂いて進め血で描いた Last defense 願いは叫びへ変わり Honorless and 邪魔に眠る巻き戻せない記憶 Now we're going on Burning sky の下で Order clock スターに wait 終わりじゃない愛しを We bury with no name Ash to steel 魂の echo 名もなき墓で still 歌う blades 生きた証は今消えない傷が残ってる逆さまの正義が息を殺した Morning Light Final breath に刻まれた Oh Victory は誰の手冷たい雨に濡れてもこのバディは叫びを残す故郷が泣きそうじゃえこの朝が火を灯す血の匂いが残るバットフィードを試すもう誰も戻れない語られないタタンケースだけど終わりじゃないダディダダイダディダダイダイダディダダイダディダダダダイBurning sky の下で On a crack スターに wait 終わりじゃないよ愛しを We bury with no name Ash to stick on 魂の echo 名もなき墓で still 歌う blades 生きた証は今消えない傷が残ってる大看護に何しそうの思い切れた指は全て受かったもう正義なんて壊れた正面だけが出口だった怒鳴り声に紛れて Your breath が背を押したナイフルリでは終われないその命令切り捨てた火花が視界を裂いてその瞬間にかけた Don't let go 最後の夜呼吸を重ねたままで Falling fast but you're my ground 砕けた世界でも found Holy close 名前はいらない傷跡さえも近いよ No way out but by your side 選んだ命 We survive
All right, welcome back, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy day 2 of the tier list. I just want to hatch this egg real quick. We got like just a couple floors, and then we'll get started on it. So just give me a second, and then we'll hatch this picky peck egg, and then I'll be happy-ish. We have a carbink egg too, but by the time that hatches, we'll be in the Elite Four, and that'll take a while. After being a giant, yeah, exactly. Unironically, that event probably means I win the run easily. Alright, it's getting close. Yeah, and then we have Piplup. Yeah, this tier list is missing a bunch of stuff, because it's also missing Tatsugiri. So, hopefully next week I'll make my own Friday one, or my grass one. That's alright, you got the tier 2. That's, what's that, 20 candies? Do you know this song, Cherry Bomb? Yeah, there's a song called Cherry Bomb. There's 30 for Carbink. Nope, it's an older song. But it's not very good, but it exists. Alright, come on, it's gotta be hatching soon, right? Yeah, okay. Because I love play. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. I should play that at some point. How long does it take to hatch this? Did I really not get it till 170? Now I gotta fight Flandry to hatch it. Damn it. Cool flamethrower. Alright, after we do this, we should hatch it. I hope. You need to download the fame. That's right, they probably have a bunch of them. Okay. Egg move? Crap. Oh well. Alright. Water types. Let's get to what the title of the stream actually is. We are down to Piplup. Yeah, here we are. This little guy. Alrighty. Slightly above average HP, slightly above average attack, close to good defense, really good special attack, good special defense, not great speed. Torrent isn't great. Competitive definitely can be, though. Especially if you get intimidated. It's inconsistent, but can be good. And it sets up the rain for itself, which is really, really strong, especially if you have to go to things like Volcano, Ice Cave, Snowy Forest, Badlands, Desert, or if you come across things like Gigaliths. Egg moves. King Shield is solid. Tachyon Cutter is very, very good. Freeze Dry we talked about a lot yesterday. Arguably the best special attack X move in the game. Steam Eruption, again. Yay. But Water Steel is a very good typing. Steel is weak to fighting fire ground. Water covers the fire and ground. And you just have to worry about fighting, but there's not a ton of them. Yeah, yep, Steel type is really, really good. These egg moves are solid. Tachyon Cutter and Freeze Dry. It gets Sword Stance, unfortunately, as its setup move, instead of, like, Nasty Plot or Calm Mind. You definitely could do Physical Empoleon if you really wanted to. I don't necessarily recommend it. It does also get Flash Cannon. Also gets Ice Beam. Doesn't get any special setup moves, but I think it's fine in this case because it's great typing. You can also use it as a hazard setter because it does get Stealth Rock. So you could run like Stealth Rock, Tachyon Cutter, Freeze Dry, and then maybe Steam Eruption. But this thing could actually be a really good lead for a lot of situations. It's super solid as a starter. No setup move drops it a little bit, but I think it's still definitely better than that. I think I'm going to put it here. Just Goldeen can use Dragon Dance. Like, these both can use Dragon Dance, and Mudkip's typing is better a little bit just against Eternatus, and it has a Mega. But still really, really solid. To be sure. Did I... Where is it? I'm looking for Ducklet. There it is. I don't know why it's there. Actually, we don't even need that look. Alright. Weasel. This thing only costs 2, or half a point. Usable HP, good attack, low defense, above average special attack, low special defense, but it is very fast. Yeah. Swift Swim makes it so nothing is outspeeding this thing without priority. Water Veil is pretty bad, but it also gets Moxie. That high of a speed plus Moxie already makes this thing is kind of super scary. Like, Moxie is insane on this. Jet Punch, it gets Triple Axle, it gets Supercell Slam, and it gets Searching Strikes. Yo, Goober, what's going on? Moxie plus Triple Axle on something that already has a decent attack and speed stat is really good. I don't think it's an S. I think it's too squishy. But I do think it's high A. Yeah, it is very cheap. Also gets Liquidation and Wave Crash. Yeah, but you forget something, Goober. This isn't a democracy. No, not at this squishy. And it doesn't have a way to set itself up. It needs to get a KO to start its setup. Yeah, I think it's just a little too squishy. I mean, like, those are not good defensive stats. If you don't KO something, you're in trouble. Yeah, high A. I think here is probably fine. Maybe here. Because again, simple Dragon Dance goes crazy, especially on a water ground typing. Yeah, I think in there. Yeah, Shellos is great. I love Gastrodon. I don't think it's as good in Pokerogue as it is in other games. Yeah, it does. Really good HP, usable attack, below average defense, good special attack, average defense, low speed. Sticky Hold isn't great, but Storm Drain is, and Regenerator is also really good. Especially with that high of a base attack stat. Egg moves, Bouncy Bubble, really helpful on something this defensive anyway. Scorching Sands, chance to shut down physical attackers, which makes your limited physical bulk go further. Freeze Dry, it's either this or Ice Beam for best Ice-type move. And look what we have here. Yay. Gets good moves in here. Earth Power is really good. Body Slam can shut things down with paralysis. Muddy Water if you want to go utility, or just use it to help with spread. During my early Endless runs, I had something with Multi-Lens and King's Rocks with Muddy Waters. This thing is good. I don't think it does enough damage to be great. Gets Scald, which is nice. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry. I had a tab I had to close. I think it's A tier just because it's got really good typing. Storm Drain. And it does have good egg moves and can stick around for a while. Oops, not up there. I think maybe something like this. Matches up better against Eternatus than Marintyke, though. Just because of the ground typing a little bit. Yeah, it is cheap. It's like 2, I think. It's 3. Or 1 if you have all the cost reductions. Which is pretty good, because this thing's just solid. It's not going to sweep through the game on its own, but it's going to be a solid piece. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it there. The rare shiny? Oh, yeah. And then there's yeah. I need to get the epic shiny for something, but after I get all the egg moves, I kind of have a plan for getting more shinies while also getting natures and IVs. But again, I still have like 17 egg moves left. Let's see here. I'll upload that while we're doing this. Yeah, I think putting it there is fine. Next up, we have Finneon. Finneon. This thing's super cheap. Below average HP, below average attack, usable defense, below average special attack, above average special defense, and good speed. Swift Swim, it also gets Storm Drain and Water Bubble. Water Bubble and Pokerogue, as far as I know, does not boost water-type moves, unfortunately. But having an immune, like a healing from water is kind of nice. You also have Swift Swim. Yeah, that's kind of what this thing is. It's luck fodder, but without the benefit of Honey Gatherer pickup or any of the lore abilities. Quiver Dance, however, is really good. Quiver Dance, Splishy Splash, Freeze Dry, and Oblivion Wing. These are all fantastic. I now see why people can do solo runs with this card, this Pokemon, because this is kind of incredible egg moves. It doesn't get boosted, no. That's what I heard, at least. I haven't confirmed it, but that's what I heard. I forget where I saw it, but I don't believe so. Also, I just want to see how many... Oh, I can get some of those. How many egg moves do we have left? We have 17 egg moves left. There you go. Those egg moves are insane. It also gives itself Tailwind if it wants. Water Pulse is good. U-Turn is interesting. Me? Yeah, I have about 20% total shinies left. Yep. Anyway, back to what we were actually talking about. Those egg moves kind of make this thing ridiculous. Oops. What is... Where did those come from? Huh. I think because of how cheap it is in those egg moves. This thing goes here. Unironically. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Quiver Dance, Freeze Dry, Splishy Splash, and Oblivion Wing, all of those are like top tier egg moves. Yeah. Is Palkia next? No, we already did you. Yes, Palkia! This guy's expensive at 8 or 6 with the cost reductions. However, Water Dragon is a really nice type combination. Good HP, great attack, really good defense, outstanding special attack, and really good special defense, and then good speed as well. You gain some speed and lose 20 attack in this form. I think it's just an item. Yeah, you just have to find an item. Excuse me. Yeah, you just have to find the item. Oops. Those are really good stats, even better in this form, because you drop attack stat that you're probably not using. Thank you, Han. For extra speed. Malignant Chain is really nice. Take Heart is Calm Mind plus a bonus. Recover on something this bulky is incredible. And Origin Pulse. These aren't incredible, but it gives you a way to set up and heal. And then Malignant Chain hits the fairy types that threaten you. Origin Pulse is just strong. Water Pulse at level 1 goes crazy, and then you get Dragon Breath pretty early on. You also get Aura Sphere, and you get Aura Sphere, Power Gem, and Earth Power, all of which are great. Spatial Rent is also incredible. Yep. And then you get... There's a ton of stuff in here. If you somehow ever get Quiver Dance on this thing, it's insane. You can't argue for F, no. You could argue for A, but you'd be wrong. I think it goes there. The reasons below these two is the dragon typing gives it a pretty volatile matchup against Rayquaza and Eternatus. And without a built-in way to get more speed, it could lose speed and get one shot, even as bulky as it is. Even as bulky as it is, if it doesn't outspeed those two threats, it could get one shot. But it's way more consistent in Shelter. Alrighty, these guys. I need one more for you. Alright. Theon. Only costs 4? Only costs 2 if you have all the cost reductions. Average across the board. Yeah, yep, exactly. Especially in its origin form. Average stats across the board. Abilities, Hydration, Simple is kind of cool. Gets Bouncy Bubble, Freeze Dry, Stored Power, combines very well with Simple, and then Origin Pulse. Water Gun, Bubble Beam, Acid Armor is kind of interesting with Simple, but probably not really using it. Water Pulse is an upgrade. And then Take Heart is kind of the big one here you want to pair with Simple. So you have Take Heart plus Stored Power, which could be a pretty legitimate threat against Eternatus. And then the addition of Freeze Dry and a way to heal itself to continue getting off those boosts is pretty good. This is not S tier, but is definitely A tier. Yo, Dubs, what's going on, my guy? Welcome on in. Welcome to day 2 of our water type tier list, because there's a lot of fucking water types. It is very cheap. Simple Take Heart is really good. It's just +2/+2 every time you use it, and you have Bouncy Bubble to heal yourself to make more use out of it. And it's got Freeze Dry for Rayquaza and Eternatus and Stored Power for Eternatus. I think I'm going to put it here because it can set itself up, but these two are pretty close. Yeah, it's only 4 points even if you have no cost reductions. I don't think... I haven't grinded for them, but I imagine you can just grind for... Who wants to do science? Let's do some science real quick. Since we're so close to getting a mana, like, using this anyway. I know. But you can get Manaphy eggs. I don't know if this guarantees a Fion egg. And I don't think we're close to Manaphy. We were really close to getting this. Alright, so it looks like Fion will hatch. It's a Manaphy egg, but it looks like Fion will hatch. We're not going to go all the way. But since we're already doing this, we might as well hatch the Carbink and then we'll go back to the tier list. Yeah, it says Fion will hatch from the egg. Still no egg move, damn it. Alright. There we go, we did some science. If it lied, I'll post it in the Discord later. Alright, anyway, I think that's pretty solid there. You have to get it there. I think it's level 70 to get the Calm Mind. Or the Take Heart, sorry. That's around floor 80 or so, I want to say. So you're not going to get it until after your first round of fights and the first 3 rival battles. First round of fights with the rival team, and first 3 rival battles. But you should be fine just with those egg moves anyway getting there. And then it's going to be pretty strong in general, especially if it has a good matchup against another water-type rival Pokemon, or they have a fire-type. Because they're going to switch out, and then you'll get a free +2 Take Heart off. So, I think there is fine. And then we move into Manaphy, who is 7 or 5. This is really good across the board. You get 20 base stat total, or 20 stat points in every one. Hydration. Primordial Sea is incredible. Basically, it's permanent drizzle that also boosts your stats even more. Which is incredibly strong, because it also pretty much gives you status immunity. Yeah, same stats as Muse, same stats as Jirachi. Bouncy Bubble, Frost Breath instead of Freeze Dry, which I don't like. Wild Bolt Storm, though, is actually incredible. Origin Pulse, also really good. Wild Bolt Storm makes this thing a lot better because of Primordial Sea. Again, I'd like Freeze Dry, but since we have Wild Bolt Storm to deal with the water types, it's not a big deal. And then the big payoff for this, take off. Oh, they removed. Oh, there it is, Tail Glow. Okay. This is Mini Kyogre. Also, hold up. Did I miss? No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, this thing gets Tail Glow at level 1. Which arguably makes it, like, this thing hits harder than Kyogre earlier, and then I think Kyogre outscales it later just because of the Mega. Or the Primal. I still think this thing's incredible. Bouncy Bubble, even though it's not the best Ice-type move, it's still a really good Frost-type move. Ice-type move. And you have, like, you run these 3 in Tail Glow, you're going to be pretty happy. Yeah, it's S. I don't think it's as high as Kyogre. I think, once again, it's there, though. Tail Glow at 1 is crazy. Biggest reason I'd put, like, this over this is Shell Smash increases Cloyster's speed. So you probably want to get some, like, Carbos into this thing and maybe a Quick Claw or 2. But Tail Glow still goes crazy. And Primordial Sea is really good. Is that all of Gen 4 already? Yeah. Alright, Oshawott. Which multi-hit are we talking? Yes, sorry. It is. Only thing about multi-hits, which isn't a huge deal because of skill link, but if you have something that hits like twice because of multi-lens, against Eternatus and Rayquaza, the berries will trigger after the first hit before the second hit comes in. Which is a little aggravating. But if you have Tail Glow Manaphy, though, hopefully you're not worrying about the HP bars anyway. Let's talk about regular Samurott first, then we'll look at Hisuian. Yeah, no. Yep, it basically gives you status immunity as well. Good HP, really good attack, use like a slightly above average defense, very good special attack, slightly below average special defense, slightly below average speed. Water typing, I don't know why this thing doesn't have Steel 2, but I guess they didn't want it back-to-back generations. It's not like they ever did the same secondary typing on a starter back-to-back generations. Certainly not 3 times in a row. Anyway. Torrent and Shell Armor are both kind of meh. Lightning Rod, however, is really good. This thing's only weak to grass and freeze dries. Does he? 528? Yeah, probably. But Freeze Dry, Shell Sidearm, Sacred Sword, and Shell Smash? Again, this is a very potent combination. You probably drop, on normal, you probably drop Sacred Sword for, some sort of water move. Of which it gets Water Pulse. Wow. His attack stat's still good. So you could definitely still go this. Or physical. Yeah, sorry. You could still go physical on this. Alright, Shell Sidearm, Sacred Sword, and something else. And then if we look at this guy, who I actually love. I love Hisuian Samurott. Water Dark. Good HP. They swapped attack and special attack. Maybe? He gets Sharpness and Mold Breaker. Losing Lightning Rod sucks, but Sharpness gives you more damage. And then you also get Ceaseless Edge, one of my favorite moves in the entire game. That and Stone Axe are up there. You get Sucker Punch, you get the Dark typing, so you get Stab on all of this. And that means you can also take advantage of Shell Sidearm, Sacred Sword. You get a lot of options with this. Yeah, Sharpness is so good, especially, again, with Ceaseless Edge. You also have Razor Shell if you want it. This thing's good. I don't think it's beefy enough to be like super high A. Ceaseless Edge should. Doesn't Ceaseless Edge get boosted by sharpness? Yeah. I mean, it's an edge. Yeah. Uses its shell blade. Yeah. Being able to set up your own hazards is really nice. I think I'm going to put it here just because it doesn't have the extra little bit of power or Blastoise can get from G-Max and Mega. Maybe drop it down here. But I think it's still really solid. And you can run physical or special with it. Shell Smash is also really good and can put out a lot of damage. Yeah. Shell Smash might put it higher, but I'll keep it there for now. I would not be unhappy to use this thing to start. Yeah. You mean Smell Shash? Simipour! I actually use this guy a lot trying to get his last egg move. As you can tell, seeing as I've hatched 160 of the motherfuckers. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'm calm. I'm good. Slightly below average HP, really good attack, below average defense, below average special defense, really good special attack, and good speed, which is kind of the big... I don't want to talk about a Cooper. Don't want to talk about it, man. Gluttony is fine. Torrent, I used Gluttony most of the time. Sap Sipper is really good, though. You just have to worry about electric types. Oh, you have Earth Power to deal with electric types. Nasty Plot, Energy Ball, Earth Power. Water Spout is fine. It's Eruption, Water type Eruption. These 3 common egg moves are incredible, though. I got a lot of mileage out of this thing. It's just frail. It does get Scald. There it is. With a Memory Shroom, which is really, really good. Outside of that, its Learn Set is not good. But its egg moves really are. I'm going to put it there. It's cheap, really good egg moves. It's just a little frail. Without that, it'd be good. Like, it'd be A tier. It doesn't do more damage than Carvana. That's the thing. These all do more damage in general. Or are, like, really good into Eternatus. Yeah, this thing could, because of its high speed, this thing can actually do damage. That 101 base speed. Pretty good. Seismitoad? Yeah. This guy carried my This Gym of Mine playthrough. And I was an electric type gym leader. But really good HP, good attack, slightly below average defense, good special attack, slightly below average special defense, slightly below average speed. Fairly bulky in general, even with like the slightly below average defense and special defense, but the high HP definitely helps. Swift Swim or Water Absorb. Poison Touch is also an option. This thing is already the stage 3. It's fine. It's already a 3-stage evolution. And Poison Heal makes this thing very interesting. It becomes even bulkier, and it becomes immune to status conditions. Water Absorb plus Poison Heal is a very potent combination. Jet Punch is kind of interesting. High Horsepower is nice. Bulk Up, I don't love as an egg move. And once again, they give something else, Jet Punch and Surging Strikes. They both do different things. But bulk up and high horsepower can be nice. Jet punch is pretty good. You get muddy water again if you want to lower lots of accuracy. And that's about it in here. Oh, drain punch is noticeable. I mean, that's 509. Drain punch is actually noticeable. Because after a bulk up with this amount of bulk you already have, drain punch can put in quite a bit of damage. So this thing's fine. Water ground is really good typing. It can set itself up. I think I put it there. Yeah, no, this thing's fine. It's a solid piece to have on your team. Oh, right, Basculin. Oh, right, I gotta do this. There we go. Basculegion, tons of HP, good attack, below average defense again, really good special attack, slightly below average special defense, usable speed. Out of curiosity. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how. Is the stat changes? That's why I was looking. 129, 265, 175, 78. Might be abilities. Swift Swim is good. Supreme Overlord's also interesting. We'll get into that and why I'm not a huge fan of it. They both have 100. Yeah, they both have 100 special attack. But we'll look at the abilities. Adaptability, Swift Swim, Mold Breaker, Supreme Overlord. Yeah, it's the same thing. If it's just an aesthetic difference, I'm not worried about it on. Anyway, Swift Swim and Adaptability lets you kind of put the Pokemon, like, use this how you want. Adaptability is probably better in particular if you're doing a mono water run. Swift Swim might be the way to go. Supreme Overlord's very powerful, but in order to really take advantage of it, you have to be losing. Yeah, that's different in Pokerogue, Han. That's why we just went over the stats. Yeah, they changed it in Pokerogue, it seems. Yeah, they have the same stats in this. Yeah, that's why we went over the stats and I kept going back and forth between them. Because they can. Anyway, Supreme Overlord can be very powerful, but you have to have Pokemon on your team KO'd to really make it work, and that puts you in a tough position in Pokerogue. I don't love abilities like this, but I get it for Basculegion. Last Respects, if you want to go for that style of thing, go for it. Last Respects really lets you pay off, like, get more of a payoff. This suddenly will one-shot everything that isn't a normal type. And if you have 5 KO'd Pokemon with Supreme Overlord, Last Respects, and Terra Ghost, I think this thing should be allowed to hit normal types. I'm just saying. Close Combat covers for that, though. Splishy Splash is also really good, and there's no retreat. 3 physical moves when the special attack is higher. I don't know. This is still good. Got Shadow Ball and some other stuff. Adaptability, Wave Crash. Makes it pretty strong in general. It's annoying to get the right stripe. Yeah, it's A, just 'cause it's got solid stats, it can put out damage. I'm gonna put it there. Yeah, because it can do damage. It's tough to remove, like, it's pretty bulky. Yeah, I think we're gonna put it there. Yeah. This guy, Tortuga, or Caracosta. Below average HP, good attack, really good defense, usable special attack, below average special defense, super low speed. It's a freaking turtle. Water Rock, I don't love the combination. But it is what it is. Does get Solid Rock, or Sturdy, or Swift Swim, and it gets Water Absorb. So it can become very tough to remove, either between Solid Rock or just Sturdy and then Water Absorb. If you want to go offensive with it, because again, it has 108 attack, you go Swift Swim. Even after Swift Swim, it has 64 speed. Yeah, exactly. Ice Spinner, sure. Aqua Step kind of helps it out more. I think in general, this is just a hard-hitting physical water type move. Shore Up, if you want to continue to abuse Sturdy. Mighty Cleave, hits 100% accurate, hits hard, you get stab on it. Great. Rock Slide, Crunch, Iron Defense. It does get Shell Smash, but again, you start off with 32 speed. With that type, even with Iron Defense and that high of a defense stat, you do not get Body Press. I forget who Dugong was Walrein, or Spheal. I think I'm gonna put it there. I think it's Aqua Jet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it there. It's usable, but not incredible. Alright, Ducklet. Water Flying. We haven't seen one of these in a little bit. Slightly below average HP, slightly above average attack, below average defense, slightly above average special attack, below average defense. 98 speed is good. This thing is frail. It does get Drizzle as a passive, also gets Hydration again. Gets Kenai. If you want it, you're probably going Hydration. But Egg moves, Splishy Splash, Sandseer Storm, Wild Bolt Storm, and Quiver Dance. This is good. Drizzle plus this moveset's actually pretty scary. Because again, Drizzle makes Sandseer Storm and Wild Bolt Storm 100% accurate. Splishy Splash again is good. You don't have any healing in here. Like, it's not like Bouncy Bubble, but Splishy Splash can paralyze. Yeah. I think its attacking stats are good enough. With that type of coverage, this can go into A tier. I think I would put it here. It doesn't get an ice type move through that. Gets Hurricane as well. It's Pelipper without Thunder. Yeah, there's no ice type move or even a dragon type move in here to hit Eternatus and Rayquaza. That's where it'll struggle. Gets Ice Beam through TM. Yeah, I think that's fine placement for it. Yeah. Do we want... Hold up. Oh, this gets Swift Swim as well. Okay. Yeah, that thing gets speed. Quiver Dance gives it speed as well, but it needs to set that up as well. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Frillish. Alright, good HP, below average attack, below average defense, slightly above average special attack, really good special defense, below average speed. There, blue. It does get Water Absorb and Poison Heal, which can make this thing pretty tough to remove. Immune to status conditions that also heals itself, and you can't hit it with water. Not that you're probably trying to anyway, but you could switch this in if you need a heal and you read it. Alright, there you go. Calm Mind, Buzzy Buzz, Freeze Dry. Solid fucking Steam Eruption again. So we're just gonna ignore Steam Eruption, but these are good. Buzzy Buzz is interesting, but it does give you some coverage. And Freeze Dry is obviously really good coverage as well. Throw in a Water type or a Ghost type move in here that you would like. Shadow Ball. You also have Recover if you don't want to do that. Calm Mind makes this thing pretty good. You'd like to see a little bit of healing in it. Get Recover. You don't get Strength Sap or anything, but Recover's fine. It's good. I think it's probably there. I don't think it's that expensive. Yeah, it costs 3 or 1 with all the cost reductions. Yeah, I think that's fine. Or, sorry, yeah. Alola Mola. This should have been Love Disc's evolution. Really great HP, below average attack, usable defense, really bad special attack, really bad special defense, below average speed. Healer, okay. Hydration or Regenerator, both are good. Multi-scale, pairs really well with Regenerator. Flip Turn is kind of cool with Regenerator. And Multi-scale is cool that they gave it that. Heart Swap is kind of meh. Glitzy Glow, however, it's okay. I mean, you get a light screen. And then Revival Blessing as well. Yeah, you can give this thing Revival Blessing with Regenerator and like multi-scale and stuff, and then like Flip Turn out or just Hard Swap out. Yep, it's nice. And then Water Pulse isn't bad, and then Whirlpool has some niche utility, same with Soak against Eternatus. Glitzy Glow is also nice against Eternatus. You don't have a way to hit Rayquaza super effectively. You can hit it neutrally with Glitzy Glow. Yeah, I think this thing kind of fills a utility role more than a damage role, but it does do pretty decent utility. Yeah, it is a support Pokemon. I think there. Yep, I think there. Out of curiosity. It does get Baton Pass if you wanted to try to do like Heart Swap Baton Pass. She's good. She's currently asleep on my bed. and then Keldeo, and then I think Keldeo is the last important water type for the rest of the list. I don't think there's anyone else after it. We'll do them, I guess, but... Good HP, below average attack, good defense, really good special attack, good special defense, and really good speed. Justified and Grim Nay. Justified is kind of a bleh. Especially because you're probably not going physical anyway. Grim Nay is incredible. It's special Moxie. Bouncy Bubble to heal it, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Steam Eruption. Even on frickin' Mythicals, or whatever this guy's classified as. Yeah. No, Keldeo's really nice. A fast, special attacking fighting type mon. Really helpful to have. And you get good stuff in here. You can go physical if you want with Sacred Dance, or Sacred Sword and Sword Dance. But you're probably going to special with the egg moves. Grim Nay is really good. That's really good coverage in general. But you run these 4 moves and probably be pretty happy. You do get Calm Mind, though, if you want it. I don't think you get Nasty Plot. You don't? No. It is, but again, that's why Bouncy Bubble exists. Now, I think with Grim Nay, special attacking fighting type, and these stats... It also goes there. Maybe even there. Yeah, I think there. You don't do much against, like, Aegislash. I guess you hope you just Thunderbolt and KO it, but... Alright, so I know Han's excited. Next up, we have... Why'd they go all the way to Clauncher? Binacle is next. Did they miss Binacle and... I guess we're not doing Scralp. They missed Binacle too. Alright. Just so Han doesn't completely freak out and find me, I guess we'll talk about Froakie. Alright, Greninja. Below average HP. Really good attack. Below average defense and special defense. Really good special attack and really great speed. Speed's kind of its calling card. Protean is incredible. Stakeout is as well. It's just extra damage boost in a lot of situations. Yeah, it's definitely a glass cannon. Oops. You also have Battle Bond, which can be really nice. And if you get Battle Bond, you can get to here, and you just get way more special attack. And even more speed. And then you have Battle Bond, and yeah. Stakeout again as well. However, just here, you get Moonblast, which is great coverage, Shell Sidearm, Fiery Wrath, which is amazing, and fucking Steam Eruption. These are really good common egg moves. Really good common egg moves. It could really do with like an ice type move or something. Something like Ice Beam or Freeze Dry on it would be really cool. That would really help it out quite a bit. But even just these 3 are still really good. Water Shuriken is super powerful. Always hit 3 times? Okay. So it's 3 at 25 is the same as 15 at 5. 5 at 15. 75, just consistent. 20. Okay, so it's like hitting 4 times. Water Pulse, Shadow Sneak, Extra Sensory is good though. And then Hydro Pump is down. You kind of want egg moves for this thing, but with the ability to have Battle Bond, or if you don't have that, oops. Protean is still good. You can play a lot of mind games and get stabbed on all your stuff. Do you get Nasty Plot? Nope. Can it not set itself up? Wow. That's annoying. Yeah, it's definitely it's a glass cannon. You have to know how to use it. I think between Battle Bond and Protean, though, it definitely gets helped. Put it just under Squirtle. I think Squirtle's a little more forgiving to use. Yeah, I think Squirtle's a little more forgiving to use because it's tankier. Yeah. Alright. Binacle, which I guess they didn't want to put in here either. Another rock water type. Below average HP, good attack, great defense, below average special attack, slightly above average special defense, below average speed. Sap Sipper, alright, you get rid of your 4 times weakness and make it a healing immunity. Or you get an attack boost and you're immune to it. Pickpocket's also kind of cool, but inconsistent. Tough Claws and Sniper are damage boosts. Triple Axle is great. Dire Claw, great. Crab Hammer, good. Mighty Cleave, good. Yeah, Sap Sipper, again, is really good on him. Fury Cutter's interesting. Razor Shell. It does get Shell Smash, so combine that with the egg moves, and this thing can definitely do stuff. Also gets Cross Chop, which is interesting, and Stone Mess. These 4 here kind of save its level up set. But, yeah. This thing's fine. I'm going to use G-Max Blastoise. Shell Smash definitely makes it better. I think I'm going to put it there. Sap Sipper and Shell Smash really make him very good. The stats aren't awful, but the typing kind of is. So, yeah, I think that's fine. Scrope we're not talking about because the final form isn't water, it's Poison Dargon. I did finally get the egg move on it though. 138 eggs. Anyway. Clencher. Below average HP, below average attack, slightly above average defense, really good special attack, good special defense, below average speed, and that's hurts. Yeah, Dargon. Mega Launcher is cool. Protean is also very cool. Both can work really well together. Shell Smash, Armor Cannon, Energy Ball, Origin Pulse. Oh. Protean and Mega Launcher. Yep, it's really cool. Armor Cannon and Origin Pulse. And then you also get Dark Pulse, Dargon Pulse, Water Pulse, Aura Sphere, which works with it. So you actually get like a decent amount of coverage that you can play around with Protean with as well. And you get Shell Smash to get it all going. You Shell Smash and then have your choice of basically 3 pulse moves with Protean. If you ever want to, you could just switch back to normal. If you wanted to, for whatever reason. Yeah, no. It's really cool. I think with the offensive capabilities it has, and coverage, and its abilities... I'm going to put it there. Yeah, you get Heal Pulse too. Again, double battle move though. And you're probably not going to be using this guy as your support mon. Yeah, but he's not. This guy isn't going to be your support mon, and he can't use it on himself. Now, if you had Akanai Shadow Priest, you could use Heal Pulse and be really good. Is that what it's called? Akanai Shadow. Soul Priest. From when I actually played Hearthstone. I played it when it first came out, and now if I play Hearthstone, I just play Battlegrounds, which is the auto battler. But no, I was a priest player, so I used this card all the time. So. Anyway, moving on. Is that it for this generation? Oh no, Volcanion, who is... I think I figured out what they did. I don't... If water's not their primary typing, they didn't put it in. I think that's what's happening. Anyway, Volcanion. Usable HP, really good attack, really good defense, really great special attack, good special defense, slightly below average speed. Water Absorb is kind of cool. Neutralizing Gas Y. We went over this guy when we did fire types last week. Why? This does say all other Pokemon, so maybe it doesn't affect himself. No, see, they actually gave him a cool rare egg move. They also gave him Hydro Steam, but fine, it makes sense on this guy. Searing Shot, these are fine. These are really good. You also get Scald, which makes sense. You get some cool stuff in here. Steam Eruption, sure. If this thing doesn't affect itself, even then, like, neutralizing gas isn't super important in Classic. Man, I love those Dr. Pepper Zeros. This thing's still good. Does it get... It doesn't get any Ice-type moves. That was its big deal. Didn't get Ice-type moves or Fairy-type moves. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get Fairy-type moves either. Oh, let's use this. This thing's really good. Doesn't match up great against the harder fights in the game, and that's kind of a big issue. I think there. Might be a little bit better because it does match up really well against your rival, at least their starters. But yeah, maybe you could go like a bit higher, like maybe. It's easier to use than Froakie. I think overall it's better than Squirtle. I think this is where it starts to fall off, though. Yeah. We'll put it there. There. Here, Squirtle matches up better against the harder fights in the game. Gen 7 time! Before we do that, I'm going to take a quick break, stretch my legs, go check on Frida Girl. I'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out so far today, guys. Alright, thanks for sticking around, guys. On to Gen 7. Starting with Poplio. Here we go. Usable HP, slightly below average attack and defense, really good special attack, really good special defense, below average speed. Below average speed hurts, but Water Fairy is pretty interesting typing. This time it's on a decent Pokemon instead of, you know, a Jumeril. Torrent isn't great, but Liquid Voice is pretty cool. The only thing with this is it can kind of hurt your coverage. Pokerogue is really cool as well, though. Psychic Noise, Moonlight, Overdrive, Torch Song. I would almost not run Liquid Voice on this thing, just so I get some coverage. But if you wanted to, that'd probably be fine, because not a ton resist Water-type moves. It gets Moonblast through level up, which is really cool as well. That's not a voice move. Torch Song sets itself up. Yeah. I think this is a really good starter. It's up there with me, or up there for me with Mudkip. But I think with Torch Song, because Mudkip can't set itself up outside of Bulk Up, I think this goes to, like, here. Yeah, it's really solid. Just careful against Eternatus, but if you have Psychic Noise without Liquid Voice, it's pretty good. Wishy-Washy. Super low HP and speed, but everything else is kind of incredible in this form. If your HP drops too low, though, you're in trouble. But it gets Regenerator as a passive, which is actually really cool for it. Egg moves. Heal Order. It makes sense. Helps to stay alive. Freeze Dry is really good. It gets Water Shuriken with this type of, like... Yeah. Oops. And it also gets Tail Glow. It is an amazing moveset. The biggest thing, though, is make sure you don't get popped before you can attack because you're low speed. If you don't, this thing can put out a ton of damage, but it's going to be another one of those tough to use. And if you don't use it right, it's going to be useless because these are like Delibird bad. These are awful. The egg moves are really good, though. The stats are incredible. I think I put it there just because of how good it can be. And it's fairly cheap. It's 2 points or half a point. I love this guy. Marini. Low HP, low attack, special attack, and speed, but really, really good defense and special defense. Merciless is interesting, but you're probably not trying to do damage with this. Regenerator is good. Toxic Debris is also pretty good. It's just not helpful against the biggest threats in the game because one is Rayquaza, who just flies above the toxic spikes, and the other is Eternatus, who's already out, but is also a poison type. Not great. Ceaseless Edge, though, is really cool. Same thing with those two fights, though. The two big threats don't care about those types of hazards. Sizzly Slide, though, can lock down opponents even more, burn them. Body Press and Leech Seed is really good, especially against Eternatus. Poison Water is also a really good type, very tough to get rid of, like Han said. Baneful Bunker is a good one to have. Recover to let you stick around even more. Acid Spray is also pretty potent. You could put this on it with like a multi-lens, use it against Rayquaza, and just nuke the new Rayquaza's special defense, which is a cool option to have. Because harshly lowers, so a multi-lens on this lowers it by 4. Sets up your other special attackers. It's really good. Right, they don't have it here because it's poison type first. I gotta make my own tier list for next week. I think I am going to put it here, even though it's mostly a defensive mon. The reason for that being is Eternatus struggles to get rid of it with Flamethrower, Dynamax Cannon, and Sludge Bomb. You have Leech Seed for it. You can do some damage back to it and burn it with Sizzly Slide if you want for some chip damage. It's just tough to remove in general. Grass types? It's going to be easier. Just because grass types get so screwed over in Pokerogue. Alright, Jupiter. Alright, there's at least Jupiter here. Below average HP, below average attack, good defense, below average special attack, really amazing special defense, low speed. Water Bubble, or Water Absorb. You're probably going Water Absorb, but Water Bubble can also work if you want to go more defensive. Tinted Lens is cool. Just smooths out your damage curve a little bit. Aqua Step can actually start adding up. Silk Trap is kind of meh. Swords Dance and Jet Punch. I don't know if it does in this game. That's the thing. Yeah, I don't think it does. But anyway, these egg moves are fine. You have 2 setup moves in speed and damage, and then a priority move. You could fill in Silk Trap with some sort of bug coverage. Bug Bite, I really like. I think it's funny, especially with multi-leds. You just start eating all their berries and getting boosted. You do have Lunge and Crunch and Leech Life if you want to stick around. You also have Liquidation if you don't want to run Jet Punch. Araquanid's actually got some decent options. If it can get set up, it can put out good damage. That's a pretty big if, though. I'm going to put it there. But it can definitely be solid. Glossopod. Another one not there because it's a bug first. I know you do. Yep. Slightly below average HP, but amazing attack, amazing defense, below average special attack, good special defense, low speed. Nice thing about this is you don't have to run emergency exit anymore. You can just run anticipation, which is useless. But it's arguably better than that, and you get Regenerator now. It gets Triple Axle, Obstruct, Jet Punch, and Surging Strikes. Once again, Jet Punch and Surging Strikes. Triple Axle is amazing, though. It matters on a partial bug type. This does have ridiculously good bulk, though. First Impression is also really good. You have Bug Bite, you have Sucker Punch, and Swords Dance. Swords Dance and First Impression are kind of interesting because you generally want to use one or the other your first turn. So it's kind of personal preference. First Impression is better for non-trader battles, and Swords Dance is better for trainer battles. Jet Punch and Sucker Punch are both really good. It getting Triple Axle is amazing. And not having to take and not having to take emergency eggs is also nice. I think I'm gonna put it there. Yeah. Again, the bug typing isn't great, but it's at least got options and it's got triple axle. Pyukamuku. Low HP, low attack, super bad special attack. Speed is non-existent. But really good defense, really good special defense. Inners Out is interesting. I don't love it because in order to use it, you have to be KO'd, which means you're only getting one use of in battle of it anyway, usually. Purifying Salt's a really good passive, though. You don't have to worry about status conditions. Or ghost-type moves, for some reason. Unaware is pretty interesting, but yeah. Comeuppance is Dark-type Metal Burst, Baneful Bunker, Toxic Spikes, and Salt Cure. This thing can work as a staller against Eternatus. Soak also has some utility. You can do like Soak, Toxic, Salt Cure against Eternatus. And then either Baneful Bunker or Recover and just try to stall it out. You also go Terra Ghost Curse. It is an Endless Pokemon, except there's better, and we're not talking about Endless, so I'm not really going to. This thing just doesn't do enough in Classic, is the thing. Yeah. It goes in D tier only for its use against Eternatus. That's literally it. Bruxish. There was a heated debate about this a couple weeks ago. Below average HP, good attack, slightly below average defense, slightly below average special attack and special defense, good speed. Dazzling is a very interesting ability, not something you're going to have to worry about generally. Really aggravating to face. Strong Jaw is extra damage. Wonder Skin, blah. Multi-scale is also pretty cool. More likely to set up an ability. Loveness can do something. Its stats just suck. Play Rough, really nice to have. Fire Fang for Strong Jaw. Dragon Dance. Surging Strikes, fine. Only one egg move that plays in with Strong Jaw, though, kind of feels bad. I get that that's because there's a lot in here. It gets Crunch, Psychic Fangs. Is that actually it? I thought it got more. Bite, I guess. Oh. Gets Ice Fang. It doesn't get Fire Fang, though, does it? Doesn't get Fire Fang. Psychic Fangs. So a lot of the Fang moves are TM. Does it get Thunder Fang at least? Super Fang. Doesn't get Thunder Fang either. Oh. That hurts. I mean, it's still not bad. It's still got some coverage. Play Rough is good. And you get Psychic Fangs for Eternatus. Like, Terra, Psychic Fangs could go crazy on this. Especially with, like, Dragon Dance. Would have liked to see it get, like, Vicious Rend instead of Surging Strikes. Water Psychic's a pretty cool combination, though. Especially on a physical mon. And it can set up Dragon Dance because of multi-scale. Leech Life also would have been pretty cool on it. I'm going to put it there. I guess not. I guess it was too broken. I don't know. Tapu Fini. I actually like this. Water Fairy. Another good special attacking Water Fairy. Below average HP attack, though. Great defense, really great special defense, good special attack, and slightly above average speed. Abilities. Misty Surge is interesting. Just kind of stops status conditions. Fairy Aura, boost your damage. Fairy type moves. Oh, I gotta get the rare egg move for this. Springtime Storm. Alright. Springtime Storm is interesting because it is a spread move, but it does not benefit from the rain, unlike other storm moves or even the sand. Earth power is good coverage for the steel and poison types that really threaten this, though, and electric for the water. Yep, recover is also nice, and it gets quiver dance as its rare egg move. These are all really nice. Then you go in here. Water gun and disarming voice is actually something you can use at the beginning. Water pulse is better water gun, or you have brine as well a couple levels later. Muddy water's interesting. Nature's madness to start chunking things, but you'll probably want to go with moonblast. Yeah. Hard-hitting fairy type that can set itself up with quiver dance and heal, and can be tough to remove. And the things that threaten it, outside of grass types, are all hit by earth power. It kind of does need a quiver dance. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I think it's definitely above Poplio. But it's, like, without quiver dance, you don't have a ton. Like, 95 special attack is good. But, yeah, no, I remember. This also gets hit super effectively by Sledge Bomb by Eternatus. Yeah, we'll put it there. Below Gyarados. Yeah. I think, in general, this has a better matchup against Rayquaza, but a worse matchup against Eternatus. Yeah, we'll do this. It's still good, and I'm not going to be upset having to farm for the last egg move. How close am I? 18? Okay. We had Sword and Shield already? Alright, so we have 10 Pokemon left? No, a little more than that. We have 13 left, something like that. It's not going to be that bad of a grind. I'm pretty sure Disarming Voice or Alluring Voice that gets at level 1. Or Disarming Voice, I think that's a spread move, and if it's not, I know Springtime Storm is. So it should be easy to farm double battles with it. Once I finish up Carbink, maybe I'll grind this alongside my Trumbeak. Or my Picky Peck. Anyway. Sobble! This is actually who I chose in Sword and Shield. Oops. Below average HP, slightly above average attack, below average defense, great special attack, great speed, below average special defense. This thing's another glass cannon. Torrent isn't great. Sniper is pretty cool, though. And then Super Luck. Super Luck plus Sniper is kind of dangerous, especially on something with this high of a special attack and speed. Aeroblast, Frost Breath, Energy Ball, Nasty Plot. And no Protean. But also, like, this is really dangerous. I'm not saying it's better, but, like, it's also a very good combination. These egg moves are great. Nasty Plot and then just go to town with any of these. Even if none of them are stab, it almost doesn't matter. But you do get, Snipe Shot. So, which is great. Doesn't get Earth Power for Eternatus, but it does get Frost Breath. Doesn't even get Earth Power in there. You do get Ice Beam. You get Scald. I don't think Freeze Dry is a TM. You can learn it through TM. No. Yeah, that's what we're getting to. And then the G Max gives a little more bulk, especially in the HP, but more speed, more attack, Sniper, and Super Luck. It's not a big boost. You get 22 more points of attack, 25 points of hit points, and then some more speed. You just hit harder, get a little more bulk. They gave it 2 points of defense and special defense. Its defense and special defense went from 65-65 to 67-67. That's actually hilarious. What were they calcing for? I want to know. This thing's really good. Sniper plus Super Luck is a dangerous combination. It gets Nasty Plot in its egg moves. Its other egg moves are really good. You do need some unlocks to get it going, though. I'm gonna put it there. There. I'm putting it there. That high of a special attack and speed. But wait, it is pretty frail. Scope lens on that gives a 100% crit chance, though. It's tough because it can get hit. It can hit really hard. It's got a G-Max for a little bit of extra power. It's fast. It's got good moves. It's just a little frail. Even after the G-Max. I'm going to put it there. But I think it's really good. I think Piplump's better for new players. And I think Sobble's better later on. Once you get a couple unlocks and kind of have your head around the game a little more. I think I like that one the most. Anyway. Choodle! Or Dreadnought. Good HP, great attack, good defense, really low special attack, slightly, or I guess below average defense, slightly below average speed. Another water rock. However, it does get solid rock. It gets swift swim and it has strong jaw. Solid rock definitely helps. It's typing a little bit. Strong jaw and swift swim. We'll see how much support it gets for strong jaw. Ice Fang, Psychic Fang, Shell Smash, Mighty Cleave. 2 setup moves and then hard hitting rock move. Those are good egg moves for it if you're going strong jaw. Get Razor Shell, Jaw Lock. Liquidation is also good, and then Head Smash if you want it. But there's actually a decent amount of strong jaw support in here. And then to go with all of this, more attack, more defense, more HP, and more special defense, right? Yeah, 15 more special defense. Strong jaw, solid rock. You just hit harder. Move a little bit faster. Don't even move faster. Hit harder and you're beefier. No, I don't think it is. That's what she had. I think this thing's good. I think with the strong jaw support and solid rock, it's definitely usable and can put out quite a bit of damage with Shell Smash. We're gonna do that. It's really squishy and doesn't get a setup move. That's why we're moving Sharpedo down. Alright. This guy, who's not going to be there because it's... Anyway. This is not one I've used much. Due to its ability. Average stats across the board. Low defense kind of stinks. Good special defense, though. Abilities. Gulp Missile. Uses Surf or Dive. It comes back with prey. When it takes damage, it'll spit the prey out to attack. It gets Lightning Rod, which for a flying water type is kind of incredible. Yeah, he's only weak to rock. Which is kind of crazy. Apple Acid is really good. Bolt Beak can also be really good. Oblivion Wing is good. And you have Surf. Again, for that. Surf isn't a 2-turn move either, which is nice to have. Okay. Only being weak to a rock is pretty good, and even then you have water typing, so you can hit them. Pure Fish and Pikachu, yeah. Yeah, it's really good. These egg moves are fine. I'm not crazy about any of them, but having Surf as an egg move to get one-term Gulping Form and do extra damage is kind of nice. I haven't used this thing to really know how good it is, but again, only weak to rock. Oblivion Wing, Bolt Beak is kind of nice. You don't have a way to set yourself up. Yeah, you don't have a way to set it yourself up anymore. So like even Bolt Beak, I'm not sure about. I use this for a water flying type. I think it can be good. I think mine is mostly inexperienced with it. We're going to put it here. Can you? Is it implemented? Okay, I was going to throw a fit. Alright. Ooh, Arascuda. Below average HP, good attack, below average everything else, especially special defense, amazing speed. Swift Swim, in case you needed it, with 136 speed. Propeller Tail. Yeah. And then Intimidate is kind of cool. These aren't amazing abilities. They can be good, but like you already have 136 speed. Intimidate is cool to have, though. Supercell Slam, Triple Dive, Ice Spinner, and Sword Stance. Sword Stance on something this fast that already has 123 base attack is really good. Then you have an Ice type move. Triple Dive kind of makes sense. It can hit hard. Just struggles against Rayquaza and Eternatus. Supercell Slam, good coverage, I guess. Nothing incredible. Yeah, they do. Jeez, who would have thought that fish are swift swimmers? Anyway. I think this thing's fine. I think it's just too frail to be great. But it can put out a decent amount of damage if it gets set up. I'm going to put it there. That high of a speed and attack stat, I'd have trouble putting lower. Especially as a pure water type. And again, it gets an ice egg move and super soul slam. And liquidation. Yeah, it gets some cool stuff. Dracovish. Is that the next one here? Yes. Good HP, good attack, great defense, slightly below average special attack, usable special defense, usable speed. Interesting. Water Absorb is really cool. Strong Jaw also really cool. Sand Rush is interesting. Water Absorb, you're probably not going to necessarily use unless you're hard switching a read in. Because you're already quad resistant to water. Thermal Exchange is interesting. You're quad resistant to it, but again, you can't be burned, which is helpful on a physical attacker. Triple Axle, Dragon Hammer, Thunder Fang, and Dragon Dance. I mean, you could probably drop a Thunder Fang and just... where is it? There it is. Drop Thunder Fang, run Vicious Rend, Dragon Dance, Triple Axle, Dragon Hammer, Vicious Rend with Strongjaw. Yeah, yeah. It's good with it, but like I don't think you need it. I think this is probably fine. You don't take maximum effect out of Strongjaw, but I think it's probably one of the better sets you can have on it. This thing's good. I mean, those are really solid moves. Triple Axle and Dragon Dance is already great. Water Dragon is tough to remove. I think it was... It might have been Choice Scarf Vicious Rend with Strongjaw. You give it like a Jolly Nature Choice Scarf. That'd be my guess. Right, that's what I'm saying. Jolly Nature and Choice Scarf. Yeah, Jolly, Choice Scarf, Strongjaw, max speed investment. Get to 409. Let's see here. What was another fast threat at the time? Oh, what's Dreepy's final evolution? Draga. Okay, that's what it was. So yeah, it looks like it outsped that by a good amount. Yeah, I was going with Drago. And then, again, if we go back to Dracovish. National Dex. Oh, that's level 100. Let's drop down to 50. 208. So it's almost as fast as that. Yeah. Yeah, it's only 4 points behind Max Speed Invest with Jolly Dragapult. It's only 4 points behind. That's how. Arctivish, Water Ice. Good HP, good attack, great defense, usable special attack, good special defense, lower speed. Water Absorb, it also has Ice Body or Slush Rush, also gets Strong Jaw. Ice Fang, Thunder Fang, high horsepower. I like it. Shift Gear, one of the two best physical setup moves in the game. This or Victory Dance. No, probably not, but that's how it was a threat. So this is Stab with Strong Jaw, Thunderfang. Shift Gear, one use of it doubles your speed, so you're already at 110. Plus a damage boost. This also gets Vicious Rend for Strong Jaw. Also gets Freeze Dry if you wanted to go for special attack, I guess. But I think this thing having the ice typing is actually really good. Ice Fang, great setup moves, synergistic abilities, good secondary typing. Yeah, and high horsepower also hits Eternatus and some other stuff. You could probably drop Thunderfang for Vicious Rend and then make a set out of this and you'd be in good shape. It is slower before a Shift Gear. I did put Dracovish up. It's really good. I think there. This is also really good, especially with Shift Gear and its coverage and stab on ice moves. I think it goes there. Maybe here. Maybe there. I think Water Dragon is better typing in general. Water Ice is better for the harder fights in the game. I think I'm going to stick with Dracovish there, because it'll get you through most of the floors. And still do okay against the harder fights. They're both really good, though. I used Arctovish quite a bit. Again, I hatched 90 of these guys, so... do with that what you will. I only had to hatch 53 of these, although I still need the epic for it. Alright, Quaxley. This thing's actually insane. Slightly above average HP, great attack, usable defense, slightly above average special attack, slightly below average special defense, slightly above average speed. However, now it starts to get insane. Moxie and Opportunist. Dragon Dance, Triple Axle, Power Trip, Thunderous Kick. Power Trip goes crazy on this guy. You definitely need unlocks. Oh, I'm sure. But yeah, this thing just goes absolutely crazy. It's really good. Again, it needs unlocks. Without it, it's fine. Its biggest thing is it has a lot of water moves competing for space. Aqua Step, Wave Crash, Liquidation, Aqua Cutter, and Aqua Jet. It gets put into an awkward situation. Anyway, this thing's outstanding. Moxie plus Opportunist and those egg moves is absolutely incredible. What? Me? I always make puns. Just a lot of them go over people's heads. Even with Triple Axle, it goes crazy. I think I have to put it there. Moxie plus Opportunist is so many stats. Dragon Dance, Triple Axle, and Power Trip. Yeah, I mean, it struggles against Eternatus, but it still is triple axle at the end of the day. And doesn't get hit super effectively by any of it. Nah, I don't think I can put it higher than Manaphy. Manaphy has Primordial Sea Tail Glow. Then I'd do it like that. It's really good. And then we go to the other end of the spectrum. Horrible HP, good attack, below average defense, like bad defense, bad special attack, below average special defense, good speed. It gets gooey, rattled, or sand veil. It gets sturdy as a passive. Shell Smash, Icicle Crush, Seed Bomb, Surging Strikes. These are cool. Lowering your non-existent defense and special defense doesn't really hurt. Excuse me. Icicle Crash is good. Chance to flinch. Yeah, but this is worse because at least the original Doug Trio has ground typing. To hit Eternatus super effectively with Stab. This has Icicle Crash, but it doesn't have Stab. Liquidation, Sucker Punch, Throat Chop, Triple Dive. Yeah, the Alolan's decent. Yeah, this has speed and some attack, but it's way too frail to be great. Tentacool does not deserve to be that low, but it's not good. Like, it's alright, but it's not as bad as the rest of these. Tentacool can do stuff, is the thing. Legal on Scarlet Violet? Yeah. Well, Finizen. But nobody cares about Finizen. We have Palafin, who isn't great, so we're going to talk about... Well, we'll get to Hero Form. These stats aren't awful. They're not great, but they're not awful. 0 to Hero, though, is what we're going to be talking about. It also has Emergency Exit, which is kind of interesting. You don't have to flip turn, but you're playing a dangerous game, and then it comes back in at half health, if not lower. Let's talk about Hero Form. There we go. Good HP, insane attack, great defense, above average special defense, very good special attack, and very good speed. 0 to Hero, we already talked about. It gets Iron Fist in this form. Triple Axle, Drain Punch, Headlong Rush, and Surging Strikes. Jet Punch, Surging Strikes, and Steam Eruption. Imagine. Triple Axle is amazing now. Drain Punch helps this thing heal up with its super high attack stat. Headlong Rush hits Eternatus super hard as well. Ground coverage is good to have. I don't think I can put it S because it doesn't have a setup move. I think it's high A, but without a setup move, I don't think it can do quite enough. And you gotta get it going. Like, it's gonna take a couple turns to get this thing set up. So your other Pokemon are gonna take some damage. It's gonna be tough to use. And unless something gets KO'd, you might have to hard swap it back in. So it might take some damage. Gets bulk up. Add it to your list. Do you get power up punch? No, you don't even get power up punch. Oh, Glossopod. I think this thing's really good. But again, it's a lot of setup to get it to work, and no setup move beyond that. I think there, mostly because of triple axle and how good its base stats are after you jump through all the hoops. Yeah. Veluza. Good HP, great attack, below average defense. Not good special defense, usable special attacks, below average speed. Mode Breaker, but Sharpness and Super Luck are both very interesting. And then Psyblade, Leaf Blade, Cecil's Edge, and Bitter Blade, all four of which work with Sharpness. Sharpness at least works with all of these, and like Terra Psychic Psyblade against Eternatus with Sharpness can actually do a lot of damage. There's one reason non-Mega Gallade is actually more threatening to Eternatus than Mega Gallade, in my opinion. And then this thing also gets Fillet Away, which is Shell Smash, but use HP instead of lowering your defense. If you can get it off, though, this thing is going to tear through things with these egg moves, Sharpness, and Super Luck. Yeah. This gets Fillet Away. Its setup move is tricky to use. Put it here. I think it gets more... I think it has better typing. I think the Psychic typing helps, and it gets better coverage than Aeroscuda. Yeah. I think it can output a ton of damage. I've used it a few times. I'm just waiting on the rest of its variants. Alright, Dundozo. Unaware, Oblivious, Water Veil. Unaware, probably the best one here. Can be very helpful. Dragon's Maw gives another stab. We should talk about stats. Amazing HP, good attack, really good defense. Below average special attack, below average special defense, and it's slow. Yeah, I think it's Tatsugiri's ability. Yeah. So we talked about the abilities. Unaware is really good, and then Dragon's Ball is like another stab. Soft Boil to heal it, which is kind of cool. It's got a lot of defensive capabilities, especially physically, and a ton of HP, so Soft Boil you get a lot out of. Sizzly Slide gives it some coverage for the grass types. Also can do Burn. Breaking Swipe gets boosted by Dragon's Maw. Salt Cure is very interesting. I don't quite know why it gets Salt Cure, but it's a use against Eternatus. Breaking Swipe. You do like Soft Boil, Salt Cure, and like Breaking Swipe if you wanted to. Breaking Swipe also hits your teammate though, if I remember right. Wave Crash can do a lot. Heavy Slam as well. Order Up if you do get a Tatsugiri inside of it. Can be fun. Body Slam if you're fishing for a paralysis instead of a burn from Sizzly Slide. Operating under the assumption that this thing doesn't have a Tatsugiri in it and it's just on its own. Here. It's a little too specially frail for my liking. There. This provides more offensive pressure. Still good, but not insane. Now you get Satsugiri, who does have Commander. Below average HP, bad attack, below average defense, great special attack, good special defense, and usable speed. Commander or Storm Drain. Storm Drain can be really helpful, and you get a special attack boost. Fluffy's also pretty interesting. Oh no, you take a double fire type moves, but you quad resist fire. So you still just resist fire. And moves that make direct contact are cut in half to help your not great defense. It's really good on a Dragon Water type. Sludge Bomb is great. Fillet Away as well. Core Enforcer is busted. Fuck you guys. But no, Sludge Bomb is cool. Fillet Away, I think, is really cool on this thing. I don't think it's S, but I've gotten a lot of use out of this guy. And I still need to get its last form. Or its last, shiny variant. Do I actually have all of its forms? I have to, right? Gosh. Yes, I think I do. I do think it's A, though. I do think it's A tier. Its typing, egg moves, and, like, Fluffy on it go kind of crazy. Alright, I'll just use this. Yeah. Water Dragon's also a really good type. It makes it a little volatile against Eternatus and Rayquaza. I think right there. I think it is really good. Core Enforcer's a great egg move. Sludge Bomb's good too. They can set itself up with Fillet Away. And it's already got great special attack. Like 120 is actually kind of nutty for a piece of sushi. Alright, Iron Bundle. The good Delibird. Low HP, usable attack, really good defense, really great special attack, amazing speed, below average special defense. This thing's not quite a glass cannon. It's close. Quark Drive, kind of not great. Snow Warning, you can get some use out of it. Earth Power, Splishy Splash, Volt Switch, and Nasty Plot. Getting Nasty Plot is huge for this thing. Already has high special attack, and it's got speed to take advantage of it. Splishy Splash is great. Earth Power is amazing coverage. So usually you'd run like these two, and then probably swap out Volt Switch for an Ice type move. Blizzard works with your Snow Warning. Ice Beam if you don't have it. You also get Freeze Dry even earlier. It is interesting if you really want to play in a Snow Warning. But normally I like setting up Nasty Plot and just one-shotting everything. Water Ice, decent typing. Really threatening to most of the things in the game, especially with 136 speed and Nasty Plot. This thing's good. We don't have a place for it because it's Ice type first. Freeze Dry by level up? Yeah, exactly. I think it goes there. I mean, think of how well Ice type matches up against the hardest fights in the game. You are not weak to any starting Pokemon of your rival has. You're always going to be able to hit their flying type super effectively. You have water, ice, and ground special attacking with Nasty Plot with 136 speed, 124 attack. Yeah, and it sets up Snow, which can get rid of opponents but also boost your own defensive capabilities and lets you use Blizzard 100% accurately. Or do other shenanigans. Yeah, it's outstanding. It is a menace. The only reason I have it below is because Suicune is a little bulkier and gets Beast Boost. And is pure water type. Which could be a downside, could be a help. But alright, finally, we get to Walking Wake. Great HP, usable attack, good defense, amazing special attack, usable special defense, great speed. Photosynthesis Play, this also gets Beast Boost. Bouncy Bubble, Fusion Flare, Sludge Wave, Core Enforcer. In Pokerogue, I like Ice Water more for the harder fights. Core Enforcer is amazing, Bouncy Bubble is great, Sludge Wave is great. Oh, Suicune. Yeah, but you know what? I gotta do that. Good typing. Solid stats where you want them. Beast Boost is great. Egg moves are solid. Fusion Flare is kind of a meh for me. But Core Enforcer is really good. Sludge Wave and Bouncy Bubble to heal you up. And again, you have great typing and defensive stats to make that healing go even further. Oops. Get Flamethrower by level up. Dragon Pulse as well. Hydro Steam. You get some cool stuff in there. Yeah, Sun main team, you want this guy for off typing, but this thing's also good. The 109 speed, I think, would get you into trouble a little bit. Its defensive stats are fine, but it's mostly carried by its typing. But without having better speed and with the dragon typing, the matchups against Eternatus and Rayquaza become super volatile. If you don't move first, you're probably getting one shot. I think probably there. Yeah, it's really weird because like I'm looking along in here and it's just the dragon typing makes it so finicky to use. Suicune's a known quantity. It's a water type. It's going to live a lot more and not die randomly. And Palkia's probably... Yeah, it's really weird to place because of that. Like, Palkia's a lot bulkier, so it's easier to live that hit against Rayquaza and Eternatus. And fire back, because it has enough offensive pressure. Yeah, Palkia's better. And then it's just like Tail Glow Primordial Sea as a pure water type. Seems pretty good, because I think that also gets freeze dry. Look how, yeah. It's tough. There's a lot of really good water types. Clearly. Surprised we had this many D tiers, but... I could see this dropping down to here. But Torch Song, Punk Rock is tough, and Water Fairy's a decent typing. I could see this. I forget what Dreadnought is. Yeah, it's not Delibird, it's Iron Bundle. Yeah, it's really, really good. Just don't get hit by a fighting type move, basically. But you're probably fine because you're outspeeding it. So, there's the water type tier list. We're doing grass next week. And I'll, hopefully find a grass type tier list that has everything. Because this was aggravating. Sorry about that, but hopefully next week we're all good. If not, I'll just make my own. Yeah, I will see everyone maybe Thursday. If not, then probably Friday. I take tomorrow off, and I think I'm hanging out with friends on Thursday. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see everyone next time, whenever that may be. Peace.